12:33, that's 27 minutes before 1 p.m. on this 19th of December. Joined here in the studio by natural health coach Shelley Pagitt here on the Pagitt Radio. And Shelley brings us a natural health tip. She is doing a series. We're calling it the Shelley Pagitt Natural Health Tip Jar. And we pull out a little clue. We pull out a little hint out of the tip jar. It's not a jar where you put in your tips. It's a jar where she brings a tip to us. So here's a little tip jar. Last week she told us the way to get your vitamins and minerals. This whole thing has been about 4 weeks on how do you get those vitamins, how do you get those minerals. What supplements can you use? So remind us again what the previous three were for those of us who have memory impaired minds.
Lack of memory recall.
I couldn't think of the word, but I think that's the word recall that I was thinking of. All right, here we go.
Number one.
Number one, which we start with the index finger. Number one.
It was a multivitamin.
Take a multivitamin. Number one
multivitamin
tip.
With minerals.
Tip was take a multivitamin, a good quality one, bought at your local retailer, at your local co-op. Tip number two, which we're going with the pinky finger to give it the longhorn look.
Trace minerals.
Take your trace minerals. Find a way
those?
to get your trace minerals in the sea salt at Wendy's Fries.
Sea salt.
And you know what happened last week? That came up last week. We mentioned that, and the sidekick, we left here, and he goes, I've been thinking about nothing but Wendy's since the natural health tip. So we had to swing through the drive.
That's not really what I want you to remember.
So we had to swing through the drive-through.
About sea salt.
All of a sudden, Wendy's fries.
Okay, let's stop.
Number two. Number three, which we decided after you said it, we went for the middle finger for counting on the 4 tips. So the number three tip was?
Last week was raw apple cider vinegar.
Take raw apple cider vinegar. 2
teaspoons a day in a little bit of water.
Hey, not all of us water down our apple cider vinegar the way some people water down their orange juice.
And
Let me just tell you that you and the new guy out here got something in common. We're out there getting ready for the show. He came out with a little thing of orange juice in his hand and said, I need to water down my orange juice.
Good.
It's a little too strong for me.
That's excellent, Glenn.
So I told him how when our kids were little and we used to have orange juice at our house, and we'd make it out of concentrate, you'd mix it with 4.5 cans of water.
Or 4.
Oh, boy.
A little extra water because it dilutes the sugars. Juice is really, really high in sugar. Okay, so apple cider vinegar, and then also, if you're curious about acid reflux, I'm just going to throw this in there, you should contact me because we can cure that up in about a snap and a wink.
Cure your apple?
No.
Cure your
acid reflux.
Your acid reflux.
Do you have some Tums that I can borrow?
Get out. Tums are terrible for acid reflux.
Is that right?
I have much better options, so you should contact me.
All right, so the 4th tip on the supplements for getting your vitamins and minerals, if you're going to put it together with a multivitamin, some French fries with the sea salt, a little apple cider.
French fries again, I think I'm going to have Glenn turn your mic off because that is really, really not what I'm asking.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's go back to this acid reflux. You got this secret knowledge that contact you.
Contact me.
I'm sitting here with acid burning through my esophagus.
Well, you should contact me. We can get rid of that in about a 30-minute consult.
Okay. Don't need sea salt. We'll take care of it after the show. And the 4th tip.
The 4th tip.
To round them out.
Would be cod liver oil.
Oh, come on. Is there any mystery why nobody wants to do natural health? You got the apple cider vinegar and the cod liver oil.
And sea salt without the fries.
And sea salt without the fries.
I think I like this better at home on the phone these past couple of weeks, not
you
looking at both of you being ridiculous.
You can't see us with our
what are you, babies?
With our bright-eyed smirking.
Babies? What are you talking about? It's torture.
Seriously, wham.
Okay, cod liver oil. Tell us about this cod liver oil, because I did take my fish oil this morning, but in the refrigerator there was cod liver oil and fish oil, and I skipped the oil pressed from the liver of the cod, and went for some other kind of fish oil.
Seriously, that's what that's from?
Right.
Oh, break the words apart. It's like Christmas. Oh, it's Christmas. Cod, liver, oil.
Okay, can you let me talk for a little bit?
I would love it.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. That's a little disgusting.
Sidekick. Shh. Okay, so the reason why I say cod liver oil, different than fish oil, a lot of people are understanding and doing fish oil because people realize that they need more omega-3 oils. And if we look back historically, especially people that lived in the north, so oils are really important to our body's function, especially omega-3 oils. There's omega-6, omega-9s as well. We all get plenty of those oils. What we need is the omega-3 oils. a high concentration of omega-3 is found in cod liver oil, and it's also found in things like oily fish, salmon and mackerel and sardines, anchovies. So if you were to eat, food-based kind of omega-3 oils.
So if you would eat your sardines and your anchovies, you wouldn't have to have this cod liver oil.
Oy vey.
Listen, when I was growing up, my mom and dad often bought sardines and anchovies and put them on crackers with a little bit of mayonnaise.
Hey, not all of us grew up in a wealthy family like that.
Wealthy? It costs $1.29 for a jar or a can of anchovies. So it's a cheap.
Rasmussen's have pickled herring. And,
It's a cheap way of getting that omega-3s, but most people don't eat that anymore. So then if you think like your grandma or your great-grandma...
Go on, I'm sorry.
Your grandma or your great-grandma, they would oftentimes have cod liver oil, and they had to take it, and it was horrible. Really horrible. Now, the way they make it, there's some really good companies, which I should get them to sponsor me on here because I'm always talking about these companies, but Carlson's, lemon-flavored cod liver oil, and Nordic Naturals orange. They have a variety of
someone's
flavors.
just been taking a standard fish oil.
Right.
Are you saying they should shift over to the cod liver oil, or is a fish oil going to give you your fancy omega-3s that we all need? Because that fish oil jar or bottle that I took this morning, it was bragging about the omega-3s. I thought I was listening to a Purity Products ad while I was standing in my kitchen. It was all right there.
So just look at it. Make sure it has, I don't know what percentage-wise, but if you look at it, you want it to have far more omega-3s than 6s and 9s. And a lot of companies are cheapening their oil. Like, I know in our fridge it's good omega-3. So I don't know about other people's refrigerators. But the companies can make it cheaper by including less omega-3s and more of the 6s and 9s.
Well, let's check in with the sidekick and with the new guy. In your refrigerator, what kind of fish oil do you have in your refrigerator?
Oh, are you kidding me?
You don't have any, do you?
No.
Do you?
Okay, so
Does gin count?
New guy, do you have any fish oil in your refrigerator?
I haven't cleaned it in a while. But,
Might have been some dripping from that salmon you cooked a couple weeks ago.
okay, so if you think about it's not. I want to talk about a few things why I'm saying that the cod liver oil.
Yeah.
So let's just go with the straight omega-3s since that's a little more common. And remember that if you're willing to do the switch, it doesn't have to be liquid form. It can also be pill form.
Okay, now for people who don't speak in these terms, what is omega-3?
Omega-3 is a certain kind of oil that, like I just said, there's omega-3, omega-6, and omega-9 oils.
So it's kind of a language of the health food.
Where the source of the oil matters, and the omega-3s are really good for your heart. They're really, really good for your brain, and they're not in everything. In every kind of oil, like the nuts and the seeds tend to be like omega-6s.
Yeah, because if somebody just looks at all the ways you hear about health in the world, the food pyramids, the food grids, it rarely uses those phrase omega-3. Feels like when you're into that kind of language and marketing, you're really deep into the world of someone who knows about their natural health. So if someone's looking for this, they can see that like on the label, it will say omega-3.
It will, and if you turn it around and look at the detailed label, then you're going to see even more because again, they'll claim omega-3, but you just have to turn it over and look. And you don't have to remember the ins and outs of what omega-3 is. You have to remember omega-3.
Okay.
So let's simplify it like that. And then let's also say that the cod liver oil specifically. We've talked about this before, that like feeds like. And so if people have a misnomer about livers being toxic, but if you are taking liver and eating like even cow's liver or something like that from a clean animal source, that liver feeds your liver. So the same is true of cod liver oil. So
feeds your cod.
It feeds your liver.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I was trying to put
so
it
irritating
so the cod liver oil.
What is going on?
Well, helping people try to understand a fairly complex series of statements here. Okay. So the cod liver oil, which a lot of people get stuck on the cod part, you're saying because it comes from the liver of the cod,
right?
It connects to your liver.
It does.
There you go. All right. Thank you for the simple people around here. Some of us get confused.
Okay.
Some of us are still stuck on French fry. But that's all right.
So where do we get this cod liver oil you speak of?
At your local co-op.
And you can buy it in
Or
pill
Whole
form,
Foods, you
or
can
you buy it in liquid form.
And it's important, again, just like I've said with the other ones, is that you don't go to Costco and buy fish oil. You go to, Whole Foods or a co-op, and at least look at the brands there. And then if you want to get it online, Vitamin Shop also does it. If I tend to buy the liquid cod liver oil, the Carlson's lemon flavored, because if I go to Vitamin Shop, they will match their online price.
And again, these are
it's
found
cheaper.
in like the supplement sections,
Right.
not the food sections.
Right.
Okay,
So
so
it's
if
in the
someone goes to
supplement
the grocery
section.
store, if someone's just a regular, like the other day, we ran into some people who listened to the program, and they said, hey, I want to try that apple cider vinegar. I don't know where to get apple cider vinegar. So the idea that, like, well, if someone already shops at the co-op or the Whole Foods, they might be able to find it easily.
Right.
Does someone have to go to one of those places, or if they shop at Rainbow or Cub or Byerly's?
Well, it was interesting.
They pick it up at
The
those
people
places.
looking for the apple cider vinegar, it was kind of sad because they made a trip to Trader Joe's, which, it was okay because they were
Yeah.
buying other stuff there as well. But Trader Joe's apple cider vinegar was pasteurized. And they called me and I said, don't buy that.
Mhm.
You need to get the raw
Just
raw
because it's
apple
at Trader
cider
Joe's
vinegar.
doesn't mean that's okay.
Exactly.
So there's a little bit of work that has to go on.
A little bit.
ShelleyPagitt.com. They can go there. They can find out all this information, omega-3s and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
You'd help them out there.
I would help them out.
You'll put up a little detail for people about all that.
Right.
Okay.
So then also, depression is kind of a big thing this time of year, or just the blues, the winter blues. And cod liver oil, omega-3s are really good for depression. Like, for the number one thing to take for depression would be that. And so take like a tablespoon a day, and it really helps. And again, if you think like depression setting into the brain, and it's not just like a little mild mood thing. Like, the brain is your main functioning whatever thought for your thought processes. And so you need to keep it. I wish I can't think.
There's some irony to that. Some real irony there. Why don't you grab yourself some cod liver oil?
My ADD doctor suggested to have liver.
Are you doing that right now? Seriously? This is not time for gaga goo goo.
It was the time for Gaga Goo Goo.
Okay, so depression is a big deal right now. So take your cod liver oil for that. And then if you think also, like, a lot of people have chapped heels and chapped hands at this time.
Yes, dry.
That is not external dryness. That is from internal dryness. Our bodies are really dry this time of year, and you need to have the oils to lubricate, internal brain organs as well as your
Well,
skin.
sweaty sidekick over here, he doesn't have that problem. He's
Doug,
moisturizing.
what is
he's
up with you?
moisturizing all day long.
You
I
are
can tell you
so
that. You're riding the car.
sassy
Hey, we're
today.
getting back here. That's natural health coach Shelley Pagitt. Well, it's the Christmas season.
We're all going to resign.
Everybody-
We're going to walk out and you're going to be all alone in here with your own sassy
Again.
self.
Hey, don't make promises you can't
For
fulfill.
crying out
Hey,
loud.
we're gonna be back after the break here.
Shut him off. Shut him down.
With the right on. The right on going out to, I'll save it. The right on going out to a very good cause this week. And we're going to be back here with that with that update and your final Christmas wishes from Doug Pagitt Radio on AM 950 here after the break.
She didn't
How'd that
see
work?
me.
Hard hitting.